rising up to meet the dawn again.
Yes, I would like to thank all of our Rise Up listeners here today with your host, Hope Jordan, with our audio interview with Johnny Rabb from Collective Soul.
Awesome. Thank you, Hope. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. So if, your tour dates are correct, I'm guessing that you are either on the way or currently in Iowa Riverside, right?
Yeah, you're on top of it. There's a golf course behind me. I'm in the hotel room right now. We play this evening in Iowa. Yeah, we're at the casino.
Oh, man, at a casino in Iowa, got some golfing going on. It's incredible. So you guys are about a month in on this tour, so how is it so far?
Oh, it's gone really great. We just got done with Wisconsin and Chicago this week, having a really good time. We played the Armory in Minneapolis. It's a beautiful venue as well. All the bands are great. Three Doors Down, a Soul Asylum, everyone's getting along, and it's just a really, really cool show. A lot of songs, a lot of memorable songs, hits, and great crowds. We're really having a blast together.
No, I definitely think that this, tour for you guys, which, for the viewers listening, currently Collective Soul is on their Rock and Roll Express tour with Three Doors Down and in select cities Soul Asylum, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the package.
That
We're all in.
Is an insane package deal. That has to be just, a memoir for so many fans that are coming out just from, the origin, starting from you guys back in 1992, just from, all the collective songs and albums from there until now. I know that I was just recently looking at the tour date list and like, all right, I have to catch these guys whenever we're based out of North Carolina. And I realized that I was like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't coming to North Carolina. But I realized it was the very last date on October 27th in Cherokee, North Carolina, which
That's
I
right.
actually found, which I was like, well, I guess best for last. That'll be cool. But you guys it's not just a, regular show, is it?
We're very excited to be a part of that. And, we're going to be on the road for these next 3 months, and then including that show. And, every time we get to play in front of anybody or do it for foundation or charity or anything like that, we're very on board for that.
Which is beautiful. And I noticed that date is kind of like in a month, like from the last tour date. It's going to be like September 16th, and then there's kind of like that month gap before you guys play that show in North Carolina. Is there something going on that you guys are doing in between there, or is that just time off for you guys?
Well, it'll be probably mainly time off. Ed's always busy doing things, and we're all, stay pretty busy, but it's just probably a tour schedule thing. And, wrapping up this main part of the tour, it'll probably be a little bit of downtime for us, but we're absolutely looking forward to getting there and doing that on the 27th. We kind of look at the year as a year. You know what I mean? If you see some time off, it's kind of like still touring, if that makes sense. So we're always kind of ready to go.
Well, yeah, you guys have to have a break too. So, but yeah, for all the Carolinians and people in the Southeast listening, make sure October 27th, mark your calendars. Make sure to meet these guys on this tour. They will be at Cherokee, North Carolina for the Better Life Foundation concert this fall. And for those of you who don't know, that the Better Life Foundation has donated over $3 million to veterans, children, women in humanitarian relief efforts domestically and globally around the world. So personally, question for you, Johnny, you joined the band in 2012, and this band has been around since 1992, and to come on a little later in the game, like how was kind of that inauguration into the band, like how did it come about for you?
You say how did it come about?
Yeah, like how did you meet the guys? Like how did everything happen?
Absolutely. Sorry, just a little bit choppy. It was through a friend at a trade show, the NAMM show in LA, which is one of the largest music retail trade shows. And a lot of times we'll go to those shows and check out gear and what's going to be coming out in the retail shop. So a friend of ours named Jen Lowe got us at her birthday party. Actually, Will and I were attending her birthday party. And long story short, we met there, and she kind of was like, you need to have him as your drummer. And, I've been drumming for quite a long time and professionally, and but Will and I were talking, kind of like hitting it off as two, new people I've met. And, of course, a new Collective Soul and done my own work in past, and obviously fans of their past drummers and things like that, and the music. And it just so happened that it went from there to, they're like, hey, they saw me play at that same trade show, and then I went to Ed.
Now, were you playing like independently, or were you with another group at the time?
I'd been living in Nashville for 12 years at the time, from 96 to 2009, and I was out of Nashville, kind of in transition actually at that point, moving to Chicago. And yes, I was playing in many different bands, kind of like out of Nashville, like country to pop to rock, whatever you can, in my own.
Oh yeah, in Nashville you play where you can fit in. It's insane there. But I'm sorry, continue.
No, it's okay. So then also involved in the drum industry, like educational book writing, a couple books out. So that my main gig for a while was very much focused on other drummers, instructing, teaching, masterclass, workshops and stuff like that, video content, product demos. So that was what I was doing then.
Wow.
A lot of product demos for Roland V-Drum Corporation, which is Roland Keyboards, et cetera. Japanese company. You probably heard that name before, besides Ed's and Dean's last name, obviously. So they came and they saw me play there, and they were like, oh, cool. We'll have you come down and jam. And next move was going to Ed's and just playing in his basement studio. And then literally it was kind of just like, cool, let's, you want to do the tour, Dosage tour? And I'm like, yeah, it'd be great. So it's 6 years later and beginning of the 7th year here, and couldn't be happier. Guys are awesome.
Wow, I mean, you just sound so humble about it. I mean, especially just hearing about your background and just, how well versed that you are, and, not only playing but teaching, and like, the instructional videos that you're doing. But that's, to have a band, a man such as Ed, to be like, hey, invite you on that's, incredible, and definitely a pat on the back for you. Just should, tell you your own worth, that you have. So, with it being, almost 7 years in with them, I guess your album that you were really, really a part of was, the most recent one, the See What You Started by Continuing. And that's kind of like your baby with them. So how, were you like 100% fully a part of that? Or was there like another drummer that was in the mix with that prior?
No, it was, I'm very happy to say that was all us. And, Ed, kind of the structure of that. Ed writes daily. He's incredible at writing it, and everyone does their own musical thing as well. I'm happy to say that, you've got Dean's got his Magnificent Ghost, Will's got his solo stuff, Jesse produces, I produce and make music as well, and it's all different, but we bring stuff, to the studio or to the table. And when it comes to Collective Soul, it's obviously Ed's undeniable writing, and then we get together and it gets arranged, and that album was all done tracked live, and it was a great experience. But everybody brings in the prior experience they have for being in the studio, and just musically and everything, like really, very much blends together well, and we have such a good chemistry together as a band. So that record was a lot of fun to make, and happy to be a part of that. As of then, we've got 19 more songs recorded, and those should be released in 2019 for the 25th anniversary, as well as that live album.
Yay!
So yeah, that's exciting for me. The live album really marks where the band's at, and kind of the tightness of the group, and what the live show experience is like. Of course, it's different when you're there in person, but it's very exciting to have some documentation with the guys, recorded document, high end. So I'm really excited.
And I think that's, with nowadays there's a lot of music, just with that isn't meant to be played live, just with, the synthesizers and just like all the auto tuning and everything else that, you can do to tweak music. But to have a live compilation album, such as you guys do, I feel like it's a necessity in your genre, because, it just proves that time again and again that, you guys are meant to play live, that you guys are, true musicians at your craft, and it doesn't matter if it's recorded or in person. Usually 9 times out of 10, the live recording is going to be so much better and just heartfelt than, that recording. Are you a part of any of the live recordings on this compilation album?
Oh, the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, the whole thing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
The band
Yeah, I didn't know if they had been kind of Okay, I didn't know if that was something that they had been recording the live shows since like '92, or this was the most recent. Okay.
Yeah, I totally understand. In fact, there are some great bootlegs that old term of them in the past that are just ridiculous. I don't know, those are easy to find or not. As you know, the term bootleg is obviously not an official release. They've also got a really great live album with Ryan Hoyle on drums. That's with the Atlanta Youth Symphony Orchestra, and that's available as a live album. But this is the first live capture of the band, of just the five guys, or five of us, and that's what's an honor too, is to play other parts from Shane Adams and Ryan Hoyle, and Brandon was in there too. So this is the band as we stand now in this lineup, and it's a proud thing for me, because it just captures again where we're at, the tightness of it, and as you said, playing really live. There's no tracks or anything behind. We're playing our instruments, and Ed's singing, and we're all guitars, bass, you name it. We're doing it. We're the five folks doing it. So it's exciting.
No, that's beautiful, and I'm sure that I will definitely be at your October 27th show date, and I'll be able to, see that and just in person and live. But for those who can't come out to your shows, just to kind of, show them, hey, this is what we offer live. Like, it isn't tracked, but that's beautiful. And it's kind of it's like, if everything, like all technology, something happens and it's obliterated, and we have no, nothing like that, you guys can still go out and do your jobs. And that's the cool thing about it, is that you guys don't need all the extra things that, today's day in society says that we need in order to go out and perform with the lights and everything. You guys can still do your jobs and do it 100% just as is. So
yeah, we definitely pride ourselves on that. We love technology, but we love just rock and straight up playing, music. So it's exciting when we get to do this, because we're literally on our instruments, and that's creating that sound. That's what we're hearing. That's what people get to hear.
So in regards to your sound, and just, I guess you've been in this for so long, what is, being a drummer, what's a company that you would not be able to, do your job without, that you give your credit where it's due for helping you along the way to create your beautiful sound that you do?
I just definitely, over the years, have been in drumming, playing drums since really, really young, starting at like 3, but not getting serious till about 8. And just over the years,
starting at 3. That is backtrack. Hold on. Starting at 3. Yep. That is incredible. So was this something that you decided on your own, or did your parents kind of push it on you, or?
No, I on my own. I asked them if I could have a drums or drum set, and they did for 3rd year Christmas. And born in Virginia, did that. And long story short, all the way through, self-taught up to a certain point, and then I grew up actually in California, in Sacramento, and then I had a drum teacher named Mike Lawson that taught me all the way up through high school. And I was very fortunate to go to a high school that had really competitive state jazz band ensembles, you name it. So we were doing crazy stuff by like age 14, 15, and then upon graduation, and then went to Berkeley in Boston for drums, and all those teachers were fantastic, and really started getting my own sound after that, when I kind of moved back home for that one transitional year before going out on my own, and then moved to Nashville. And it's just trying to find my own sound, develop my own techniques and products and different things like that. And over the years, it's definitely hard. It's like anybody says. Like, I read something about Eddie Murphy had said, like, there's people that they feel like they can do something. This is his quote, or very paraphrased, but feel like they can do something, but then they will look to the thing to fall back on. And so there might be a self-doubt. I definitely had the thing to fall back on in music education as basically a music teacher at the K through 12 grade. And I've taught some doing that, but I'm happy to say I kept the focus of like drum performance and doing what we're doing now. But he was basically saying that. He's like, just keep at it, keep doing it, and you'll find that, it works out. So I just, a lot of help from instructors, and also not giving up on, if you do get something that, you don't get a gig or a job, and, you just keep fighting for the wanting to play live or in studio. So still doing it now, trying to, these guys are amazing. And this is my long-term home, and I'm very happy about that. So yeah, long story, but that's the shortest I can put it in there.
No, you're fine. That was beautifully, very eloquently put. But to even hear, your fallback, throughout all the training and, doing what you were doing, your fallback was teaching, which was still in the realm of, what you were doing. And really in hindsight, it probably shaped you, and I'm sure it did, into the musician that you are, is, having to train other, and, to be a teacher, you really have to know what you're talking about in order to teach it. So, even though it may not have seemed to have, in the time have worked out then, just to see where you're at now, and it's just beautiful to know and to hear that you continue to keep pushing despite all adversity. Yeah.
And I still love music educators and educators in general, and teaching. And the humbling experience, students can be rough. I know I was probably not the best in 8th grade, as well as nice to the teachers and stuff like that sometimes, but it's a very, I still believe in obviously education, because that's how we all get here, I believe, is good education. And it helps me a lot still when I work in the drum industry and whatever, being in public and things like that. So very, very fortunate to have had that as well in my background.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful that you can, and very humble that you can look back. A lot of people, once they get to the level that you're at, they really don't acknowledge any of that, or the people that kind of help them get there. So it's beautiful to hear that you still appreciate your roots and how you got to where you are now. In regards to this new album that's supposed to be releasing in 2019, this will be the 10th studio album for you guys. And last year, you guys played 2 tracks off of it, correct? The Right is Rain and Rule Number 1?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
yeah.
You guys played that last year at one location. Have you guys, had a little sneak peek anywhere else, or was it just at that one show?
For a while, it was maybe at one of those shows, or a couple scattering of dates. But we'll probably be playing Right as Rain tonight. We also be doing 2 brand new songs on this set tonight that on those records. So yeah, we kind of sneak them in there. Ed does. So we try to just keep it fresh. Of course, all the hits, but then some new stuff too.
3 and so now this 3 new. Aha. Well, I really hope that you guys just put it in your ear. Definitely play one of them at your North Carolina location, because I will definitely be there.
That's awesome.
But so this is in talks of being a double album. That's insane. That's, is it because of just the lengthiness of it, or is it because you guys artistically are wanting to release 2 things separately? Why the double album?
It's just a thought of back in the day when there's the bands that release double records, or at least, double LPs, and that way of thinking. It's just such a collection where there's so many different styles and sounds of the way that the writing is going and the way that came out in the studio, that it's telling a story, and just looking at it as a possible double album. Now, keep in mind, that's rumor and that's talks. I'm not sure how it's going to be truly released, but I do know that we have 19 songs recorded that are all unique to themselves and over the past 2 years. So it's, regardless of how it's packaged or released, it's definitely coming folks' way in the next year, hopefully.
Yeah, but even with 19 songs, I don't even think that can fit on a regular compact disc, depending on, how long the tracks are.
Well, yeah, that's right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But no, like you had even said, just the artistic value. Thinking about other, legendary idols that have put out, double albums. Anywhere from Bob Dylan to, Michael Jackson, I think, the Beatles, I'm sure. That's, you guys are definitely in that realm. to be releasing a double album. So I have fingers crossed for it. I push for it, hope for it. Regardless, I'm just excited to hear about this new music. Which folks who are listening, they will be playing some of the songs on this tour. So make sure to buy a ticket on this tour. Come and see these guys and see the new music that they're pushing. Because honestly, I mean, listening to not the live compilation album, but the most recent one that you guys put out, the See What You Started by Continuing, I like immediately just, it's such good feels. I got out of my seat, was just dancing around like my living room with my dad. Like, you know, he's a big fan as well as you guys. And it's, you guys age like fine wine and cheese. It does not matter how many years have passed. As you guys continue and keep pushing out stuff, you guys just keep getting better and sharper, and it's incredible. And just how do you guys think that you have, you know, sustained for so long?
No, just we still enjoy it. You know, I know that the original members, again, I feel like a part of the band, but the guys have done it for coming up on 25 years, but we all love music. And as I said, Ed is not even close to seeing an end in sight on songs being put out. And he doesn't just put them out to put them out. They're all stories. They're all inspirations. They're all things that he feels. And so I don't see an end in sight, like I said. And we just we're all friends. We all get along on the road. We all, like second family, honestly. It's like brothers to me. So it's, when you enjoy what you're doing and it's a good relationship and a good connection on stage and in the studio, it just seems to lend itself to being a successful team. It works well.
Well, that's beautiful to hear, and I'm sure that people that will come and see you on this tour will be able to see that showcased on stage. And if not, everyone please go check out their live compilation album and just see what these gentlemen can bring to the table. It's absolutely incredible. They really just bleed, you know, the love and passion for this. And I don't want to keep you for too long, but is there a personal movement that either you as an individual or Collective Soul as a band, like a movement that you guys stand with that we could help spread the word out about?
Well, we have we love anything that's charity, but we all have family that have suffered or lost the battle with cancer. So we, you know, and try to keep it a little bit, not vague, but we've just had like a lot of loved ones that have lost battles with cancer. So we really believe in like supporting cancer. We need to get a freaking cure for that, you know, now. I mean, my family, some of the band's family, it's, you know what I mean? So we just, that's a big one for us. So, but at the same time, we also support anything we can that's going to help people. And I know that Ed feels, and we all feel, just in the world that we all kind of could just, it'd be great to snap your fingers and everyone get along, you know. So that's kind of,
yeah, in the perfect world, but
yeah. But cancer is a big one for us, and we really, really want that to get out of here for sure.
And I love I guess I had brought that up just to see, you know, that you guys are including Foundation, you know, a part of your tour date and to bring together, you know, it's, you know, music, something that you love, which a lot of people can be like, oh, like you're in the limelight. People in that genre, they don't, you know, don't have a heart. They don't have this. It's kind of like, you know, a reminder. I'm like, hey, you know, you can still, in quotes, live this rock and roll life, and you can still, you know, have your humanity, what's about you. And you guys all just seem like very, very genuine, humble people. Very happy to hear that. So is there any pending accomplishments that, you know, you're most excited about with Collective Soul that, you know, I guess jumping on, you know, later in the game with them, is there something that's still in the works that you're excited about?
Well, the future of the band is very exciting, and that's real. As far as having the recordings with them and working with them and being able to play live with them and be part of the band is very exciting to me. And you know, I'm just glad that it's a home for me. And as I said, these guys are really good friends, you know, on and off the road. So I hope we just continue doing this in the future. It's been amazing. There's nothing really else I want to do. So this is my focus. You know, I still drum and do things for industry or studio or some, you know, clinics, workshops, but the band is my main focus, and it's such a difference from what I was doing earlier in Nashville. So it does feel like a grounded home, and that, you know, I keep doing the cliche of no end in sight, but it's pretty much the way I'm seeing it. And I don't take it for granted. You know, I don't take it for granted. I don't know how long it'll go, but I'm wanting to do it as long as they want to do it.
Now, I know that you said home. Now, did you relocate from Nashville, Tennessee to, I think, they're in Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
They're in Atlanta. I live in Indianapolis. So there's Will and Ed are in Atlanta. You got Dean in LA area and Jesse in Nashville, where I used to be, and I'm in Indianapolis.
So now, how did you go from, from there to Indianapolis? Like, what was that? How did that move happen?
I just was in Nashville for quite a while, and then Chicago for a little bit with my wife, and we just decided Chicago traffic, even though we loved that city, was crazy. And Indy was nearby, and my mother-in-law had moved there, and she's like, it's great here. And Bridget, who's my wife, was born in Indy and raised somewhat there, and her mom was. So it was just we kind of wanted to raise our family in a little bit, you know, more kind of like relaxed environment, and that's why so that's where I live in Indy now. Yep.
Yeah, with your job just being so, you know, high strung all the time, to be able to come home and, you know, to be in an environment, you know, as slow paced as that. Not even slow paced, but, you know, not as eccentric per se. Is there, with you guys all being in different locations, is that, you know, is there a strain on like rehearsals, or do you guys do like digital rehearsals, or how does that play out?
No, we just get together a couple days before a tour, and the band is, you know, and I'm not being arrogant, but the band's just tight. So when we hit the stage, it's usually just works really well, and everyone's professionalism is there every time, and we were having a blast all the time. But it's you know, we're pride ourselves on good shows and knowing what we're doing, and you know, as these guys have been doing it a long time, I've been doing it equally as long musically, and it's just it comes together. We'll rehearse from time to time or do sound check, but we don't seem to be a band that gets together for 3 weeks before a tour and, you know, get crazy with big long rehearsals. It's I think we just kind of, I guess I said, the chemistry works so well. We just kind of get in there and just rock.
Right, and just being in it for so long, it doesn't sound like there's any micromanaging from anyone's roles per se, that you guys are all confident in your ability to bring what you need to the table. So that's, because I hear a lot of, you know, I guess like younger generation bands, like, you know, they're like on this, you know, set, like, you know, rehearsing schedule, and it's detrimental if they're there or not. But just with your musical backgrounds and how long you guys have been doing it, it seems like, you know, that it's like, nope, we just get there and we vibe off of each other and we do it. So that's incredible to, you know, for the aspiring people that might, you know, coming up that look up to you guys, to see, hey, eventually, you know, you can be at that point to where everyone can live in different cities and towns, and you guys can still be a band, you know, that works.
Yeah, it's a very nice flexibility to have, and we will have some rehearsals. Don't get me wrong, but they're literally to, you know, go through a new song or add something to the set, and we definitely think it's important. I don't want to make it sound like it's well, who cares? It's not that. It's just, it seems to work, and it's pretty exciting about this band. We play well together, and it should come off on stage. We look at every show as a unique experience to bring the crowd a solid rock show and a solid performance.
Right, yeah, because every location, every crowd, like the energy is just going to be different, and it's kind of, I guess, in the moment type thing, you know, that you guys might play differently or like do, you know, different, whatever it might be to you know, equal out to that energy that you need to. So in this new, and one last question, because I know I don't want to keep you for too long. Is there, with this new album coming up, is there talks for any music videos? I know that you guys haven't really released, you know, I think there's been like, you know, the live music videos and stuff, but an actual music video, is there any talks for that anytime soon?
It could be a possibility. I have not really heard anything on that end, but again, we haven't even, not yet quite, you know, got to the release point or the promotion of the record. And obviously we support the the digital age and technology for, online videos, but it is obviously different than back in the music video channel days, VH1, MTV and stuff. So, but it's very important still. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of things happening for the promotion of that record, but so far we're just excited to get it out. I haven't heard much on that front, but I'm sure there'll be some great ideas. We've always got something cooking there.
Oh, again, I've definitely found over time that whether it be music or fashion or food, things usually always recycle itself, and I really hope that eventually we get back into the time and era of, music videos, because although I feel like, they're not as important per se, I feel like it's truly, as, the point that you've hit a few times is the importance of your live performance. I feel like that a music video can really capture, you have that energy from your live stage performance, and then you have a certain energy from your recording, but then I feel like that there can be a whole other realm of energy and a side to you guys that no one can see except through, your music video, through those visuals. So fingers crossed you guys put something out like that. I'd love to see all the different, creative realms that you guys can go. But I know that you probably have a lot to do today, but I want to wish you the best of luck on this tour. And but yeah, thank you for taking the time for chatting with me.
Thank you, Hope, very much, and we'll see you in North Carolina. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I'm rising up to meet the dawn again. This darkness ends. I'm lifting my head to breathe in my own.